Hello, Bloomington. I'm Mayor Tim Busse, and this is the Council Minute for the week of July 17th. No council meeting this week, but I wanted to catch you up on one item from last week and give you a heads up on a couple of traffic-related items. At our meeting on July 10th, the City Council heard an update on the Bloomington Forward initiative. Bloomington Forward is the official name given to the proposal to invest in 3 major community projects using a local option sales tax. We've been talking about this for a while now, and looking back, we realized we've spent more than 2 years gathering input from residents as Bloomington Forward, this long-term investment plan, took shape. Using all of that community engagement and conversation, the city developed a $159 million investment plan to build a new community health and wellness center, support major renovations at Bloomington Ice Garden, and provide new amenities and habitat restoration along the 9 Mile Creek corridor. I've talked in the past about the need for each of these projects. A new ice-making system is needed at Bloomington Ice Garden because the refrigerant that they currently use depletes the ozone layer and has been phased out around the world. Creekside Community Center and the Bloomington Public Health Building are well past their useful lives, and the cost to repair the existing buildings is actually higher than the value of those buildings. And the 9 Mile Creek corridor provides key access to regionally significant trail networks, and we know that Bloomington residents love their parks and trails. The bottom line is that if our goal is to make Bloomington an enduring and remarkable community where people want to be, Bloomington needs to invest in key infrastructure. And as I've talked about in the past, a sales tax would give us a way to share the costs across the region with different users. It's estimated that at least 60% of a local sales tax will be paid by non-Bloomington residents. If these 3 projects were paid for with property tax revenue, the cost would fall solely on Bloomington residents. On Tuesday, November 7th, Bloomington voters will have the opportunity to vote on the Bloomington Forward proposal. This is a big decision for this community, and I believe that all big decisions should be well-informed decisions. The City of Bloomington has created a website to provide you with details and resources about the projects, so you can make an informed decision when you cast your vote this fall. Please go to the website and take some time with it. There's a lot of information there, including videos and a frequently asked questions page. There's also a place where you can submit questions or feedback, and again, I'd encourage you to do so. You'll be hearing a lot about Bloomington Forward between now and November, and I sincerely hope you'll make every effort to be as informed as possible on this important question. Since early May, city engineering staff have been meeting with neighborhoods throughout the city where there will be road work in the next year or 2 as part of Bloomington's pavement management program. Now, that's nothing new. City staff routinely meets with neighborhoods ahead of planned public works projects, but these meetings have had a bit different focus. Staff has been meeting with residents and asking for input on traffic or pedestrian safety concerns, so that staff can then investigate the issue and look at ways to proactively address those concerns as part of the upcoming pavement management program projects. Staff hosted 7 meetings through the spring and into the summer, and those meetings provided a good opportunity for residents to chime in and talk about things like traffic patterns, where they walk, and the concerns they have when their kids are out riding their bikes in the neighborhood. Part of this stems from the ongoing conversation here in Bloomington about how to slow traffic down, especially in our neighborhoods. I've mentioned in the past that this is the most common issue that residents bring up to me, either in emails or in conversation, and I could not agree more. We need to slow drivers down. And as I've mentioned, this isn't just a matter of writing more tickets or simply reducing speed limits. This needs to be a multi-pronged approach that I think is easiest to remember when you break it down into 6 E's: engagement, education, environment, equity, engineering, and enforcement. All of those factors need to be considered as we look at ways to make our streets safer. If you missed the meeting in your neighborhood, or if you simply want to contribute to the discussion, go to the Let's Talk Bloomington page that's focused on the topic of proactive traffic calming as part of the pavement management program. Making the switch from local streets to the interstate highways that define Bloomington in so many ways, you've likely noticed that it's road construction season here in Minnesota. We've had lane reductions on 494, full weekend closures on 35W, and the work has caused traffic to spill into and back up into some of our local streets. I wish I could offer a ray of hope here, but the truth is there is still a lot of work to do, and it's going to be slow going for quite a while. Ramp closures at 494 and East Bush Lake Road have already started, the first one being the East Bush Lake Road entrance ramp to eastbound 494. That closure is expected to last 90 days. To try and lessen the traffic impacts on the local system, the 494 project team is working to modify some signal timing along the detour route, especially on West 84th Street and Normandale Boulevard. MnDOT also mailed postcards to all properties located within 500 feet of 494 between East Bush Lake Road and Lyndale Avenue, notifying people that there will be overnight construction work on 494 from July all the way through November. The postcard lists dates and times when things could get noisy and provides contact information for questions. But let's face it, the impact of this work is being felt well beyond 500 feet of 494. And we're in year one of a 4-year project. I'd really encourage you to subscribe to the MnDOT Project Update webpage and notification system. That'll provide current information and traffic and project updates. We're just getting started on this project, and it's much better to be informed. And finally today, we're just a couple of short weeks away from our annual National Night Out celebration here in Bloomington. Each year, there are more than 300 National Night Out parties in neighborhoods across Bloomington, and those parties are a great way to connect with your neighbors and our Bloomington public safety professionals. This year's National Night Out is Tuesday, August 1st. If you haven't yet, there's still time for your neighborhood to sign up, but you need to hurry. The registration deadline is July 23rd, so do not delay. I hope to see you on August 1st. That will do it for this week's Council Minute. Thanks for tuning in today. Until next time, stay safe, Bloomington.